first 5 years of marriage. We've been married 7 years now.
Yes.
But the first 5 years, I would say it was interesting. Interesting because we actually prepared well ahead before we got married. And I think that preparation really set us on a good path. So that you could minimize surprises when you get into marriage. It was not so much of struggles like people say. I don't know. I don't know about you, but my take is that it was really interesting because there was a lot of mutual respect, a lot of love, a lot of all the things we had discussed before we got into marriage. So first 5 years, I think, was really smooth. A few rough areas, but nothing out of the ordinary.
I'll agree with you most of the things that you said, but I might maybe just disagree a little bit. Maybe like first 4 years, smooth, but I think like we had like a rocky 5th year, and I think I will take responsibility for it.
Please take it.
So yes, I'll take responsibility for it, and we've worked on that, and then now I would say we are now a lot better. In fact, we are now a lot better.
I remember that period. That was when you were not really cooking much for Sorry.
Joker.
Your secret is that was actually that period.
Yes, and some intimate stuff. I wasn't. My head is maybe I'm tired of this, so it affected the relationship at the time. I will not say, maybe because I was doing business or like those are excuses. And so I remember that one of the things that I said I was going to do the next year, that was the 6th year, was have like some goals, and I also had like intimate goals. I set intimate goals because I needed to be intentional about it. And here we are.
How did we meet? I think it was a simple one. We met during NYC. We had attended the same school, but we never met in school. But we met where we were serving during NYC. That was in ExxonMobil. Sometimes I used to tell her that if I had met you in school, I wouldn't have married you because you're so unserious. And back then in school, I was really super serious. It was a clear case of from hostel to class, from class to cafeteria to library.
What kind of life is that?
That was the life. I think that was when I even proposed.
In fact, like 3 months.
It was not will you be my girlfriend or
straight up.
No time. Just let's get married. And then we had a clear plan for 1 year from now we'll get it done. First impression of you is that you are unserious. You're too playful, just laughing.
Well, the way you're saying this is unserious. People out there that would think that maybe I'm not a serious human being. I'm serious, but it's just that I'm just playful.
Yes.
I don't take things too seriously, although I'm a serious person.
What's the difference between what you said and what I said?
Continue that.
You laugh a lot, you smile a lot. Everybody's friend. If they offend you, you forgive immediately. So. Those were some of the things, the impressions I had of you when I first met you.
Mine was even opposite because I think the very first time I saw you, I was going for lunch and I was working with a friend. And the first thing I said to her was, "Who is this one? Why is it forming this seriousness like this?"
I used to wear tie.
Yes, and then I just laughed it off, and greeted you. "Oh, hi, I know you. You went to Covenant." You said yes. It's like, okay, fantastic. Bye-bye. And that was it. So,
time.
Yes. So my first impression of you, you were so serious or too serious. The kind of person that can wear suits to run.
Correct.
Yes,
so I can wear suit to sleep.
Yes. So it was just very interesting because we're kind of opposite in that.
But again, I think that again helps. When you have that blend of someone who just wants to be serious all the time and someone who says, "Okay, come on, relax. Life is not that."
Exactly.
That blend then helps to make a good team. How would you say children affected our sex life? I'm asking you.
I'm asking you. You said auntie.
Maybe the question is, has it affected our sex life? I don't think significantly, really, because, of course, after you have the baby, there might be that period of time where no show, red card, and all of that. But, you know, the regular reading sets back in, I think after, you know, a few weeks, the regular reading sets back in.
I think it was easy for me because I had cesarean section twice.
Yeah.
So I wasn't affected down there.
Yeah.
So that was...
Yeah, so I don't think a big impact. You know, we always had a room for the children.
Yes,
you know, from the very beginning. There was a separate
room, nursery,
decorated all of, you know.
And I think we've trained them so well that even when you ask them to sleep with you, they say, no, I'm going to my room, I'm running, I'm going to, and they like, bye, good night, you know.
Especially Dabira.
Especially Dabira, exactly. Especially Dabira. Come and sleep. No, says no. I'm going to my room. And I enjoy that privacy a lot. Yeah. So describing our wedding day, the day itself. For me, I think, okay, so I'd come in from the UK about 2 days before the engagement. I really did not, I didn't even plan that wedding, and it was okay by me because I was also writing my dissertation at the time. So I just left everything to our parents, my parents, your parents. You were in Nigeria and you were sorting out your own stuff. Well, I just wanted to come as a guest, actually. So I wasn't your typical bridezilla. I remember, I think I woke up at 4 a.m. I was very anxious, actually. I didn't sleep. You know, I think I was waking up every hour, every 2 hours, which is, I think, is typical. And then by 4, you know, we're getting set because my dad would not allow us to be late for church. So by 4, we're ready, and all the bridesmaids were in the house. And we left on time because we needed to be in church on time. We got to church. Walked down the aisle with my dad, saw you, it was beautiful, the message, you know, there's something that the pastors preached and I still hold. What are your pet peeves about your spouse?
Well, at the beginning, I think I felt you used to sleep too much.
Yes.
Because me, I will wake up 4:30, 5. Life is...
Sleep is sweet. Sleep is so sweet. I don't understand how you not like sleeping.
So till now, Sha. But I think these days you've reduced your sleep
because of work. That's why. If not, but if you leave it to me, let's sleep.
Yeah.
Club bed.
So I don't think, you know, particularly because you're aspirational, there are many things you want to achieve. And even at the early days, you know, I used to feel, you know, there are many things we have to do, many books to read, many things to learn. You know.
And I'm just there sleeping.
Yeah, just afternoon you sleep. Night you sleep. I come back from work. What did you do today?
Sleep.
I slept.
No time.
That's not the best.
Yeah, but now I'm a lot better.
Yeah, that's one. Is there anything else? My plantain, Jesus. For years.
But why are you bringing it up now? We're already past that stage. But
I like plantain so much, but she would fry it anyhow. There's a particular way I want it fried. And you know, and I've, you know, as a loving husband, I'll manage it. Then I'll go to the kitchen, then I'll show you.
Please tell the people outside how you like your plantain, so that they know that this thing, it was actually work. When it's ripe, there's a particular way I have to cut it.
Yes.
When it's unripe, when it's strong, there's a particular way. When it is semi, there's a particular, how can I,
It's just simple cutting.
Like 3 or 4.
And then when you cut it.
So I have to first be, when I see the plantain, I'll first check the texture.
Exactly.
First know, okay, which cutting exactly, which cutting strategy will I use for this?
And then
it's not good. It's not all right.
And then the heat, but this thing I like, you know, it's a big issue.
It cause fights.
It cause big fights.
And then me, what did I? You know, to fry plantain and eat.
No,
I don't understand.
It's not just fry plantain and eat.
Until you now told me that when you were younger, in fact, when your mom used to fry sometimes, you used to can vomit. Yeah. And I said, okay.
I liked it so much, but if they fried it in a wrong way, I would eat it and then I'll vomit.
Yeah. So I think when you mentioned your mom's parts, it was comforting.
Yeah, all right. So those are a few things. Do you see marriage as an accomplishment?
No.
No?
And yes.
Okay. Explain.
No and yes. No, because when you say an accomplishment, it means that once you're married, you're no longer aspiring for anything, and then that's when people begin to lose themselves. You know, they feel like, oh, now I've gotten married, and then they carry it on their head. Done, and you know,
Jackpot.
that's it. You know, that's it. So in that area, in that regard, I'll say no. I'm thankful that, you know, I see as one of my assignments on this earth. And I'm glad that I'm married to you, because it has really affected me positively. I mean, things that I do right now, you kind of open my eyes to see so many things. Things that I probably am doing now, I was not doing them before I got married. So getting married to you and accomplishing my goals right now has helped me to accomplish my goals right now, and then helping me to accomplish my goals for the future. So yes, that's why I'll say yes and no. So, but no in terms of you have carried that word.
No.
Well done, sister.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. What can I do for you to divorce me?
Okay. Absolutely nothing. Yeah, nothing. Again, this goes back to my Christian values, really, because there's no offense that cannot be forgiven. And the Bible talks about love covers a multitude of sins. Okay, so there's essentially nothing. It may sound very.
If I cheat on you.
Nah, so yes, so nothing, absolutely nothing. The Bible says, "Husbands, love your wife as Christ loved the church." I'm not here to preach a sermon, but essentially the way Christ loved the church was to die for the church. So if he can die for the church, then despite the church it's not like as though the church was nice to him. Okay, so
what if I kill somebody?
You kill somebody.
I do, as in something bad.
Police will carry you.
I beat you up.
You kill somebody,
I beat you.
I'm
abusing you, molesting you, doing everything to you.
But really, the answer is actually that simple. It's nothing. But it's also good for people to have clear values that they live by. The values that I live by are the Christian values. And the fact that I say nothing doesn't mean you then take that for granted.
Of course.
I know that you are responsible enough not to take that decision that I have made, for granted.
Ouch.
Yeah. All right. At what stage of your relationship did you feel comfortable to start sharing finances?
From the very beginning.
Okay.
Very, very beginning, because we had talked about it before we got married. And I remember that when we first got married, you gave me your ATM card. So
I had two ATM cards.
You had two ATM cards. You went to the bank to actually collect a second ATM card to one account. So I can be somewhere, you'll be receiving alerts and having heartache. And baby girl is, spending money. Ice cream.
Sometimes you have the narration of what the person bought.
In the office, I wasn't working at the time, and they'd be like, So yes, finance, we've been open about finance. I remember, I don't even know whether I should say this story about how, you bring water from the office and different things, Christ. And that was because we were very open, we're like, okay, I know how much you're earning, from the very beginning, I know how much you're earning. And when I started my work as well, you knew how much I was earning. Even in business right now, I think you asked me last week or so, a few days ago, how much is what, so just, not that you want to now collect the money, but you just want to be sure that the business is doing fantastic. And I told you, I wasn't scared, I wasn't, so finance, because we know that finance is one of the major reasons why people break up. And I'd said it from the onset that I would never allow money to be an issue. What kind of sacrifices and compromises have you had to make since you've been married? Sacrifices and compromises.
Well, maybe I should touch on the one you already started talking about. There was a particular year when it was rough financially. And some of the things I decided in that year was I wouldn't buy anything for myself, like suits.
In fact, that's what I wanted to say, actually. for a fact, I was still thinking about it last week, and I was just like, oh my goodness, I'm going to surprise you one day.
It's what, suit?
Don't worry, just don't worry, because I know that you're very dapper. You like, to dress up nicely.
No, but
and I know that, you've compromised so much in that area because you sacrificed so much because you think about us first, me and the girls, and then, but there's some men that are not responsible. They'll be like, that's your own business. I must slay. I must still be on point. But and the other time we were cracking jokes about one of your suits that was about to catch fire because of how much you've worn it.
Yes, I wore that suit so much. I wore it Monday to Friday to the office because even Friday you had to wear suits in the office where I was working then. And then on Saturday if there was wedding where they needed me to, whether I was officiating or I was doing something, I would wear that same jacket. And then on Sunday, when I would preach, the dress code to preach to was suit. So I was wearing that one suit around the clock. But I devised a strategy after a while that, so if I get to a place, I could remove the jacket and hang it on the chair. So it would be my shirt, people would see, you know. But there was that period I needed suit, but I decided not to buy. We had one car that was not very good, one car that was brand new. And then the decision was you would use the brand new car, I would use the not so good car. So sometimes it will break down, I will maneuver, find a way. Those are some of the sacrifices I made. And I think it was just logical. It was, what's the big deal really? Why should I be driving the final car when my wife can be more comfortable, So I think it just makes sense. So those are some of the sacrifices. I think also when we didn't have so much money, there was a time when I used to bring water, like you said, from work, from the dispenser in the office. I'll fetch inside.
Carry bottles to work.
And put inside my bag. Empty bottles I'll take to work, fetch the water inside after work and put in my bag. Those were sacrifices, but it paid out eventually.
Yeah.
What's the one thing that your spouse does that makes you feel glad you married him? Yes.
So many things.
What's the one thing? Maybe talk about one or two.
I'm so glad about your spiritual life. You make me better, when it comes to our spiritual lives. You're very responsible, you're very caring, you're nice, like you're just nice, like really nice. There's something that I do to you, and I know that, and it's not good though, but know.
So see wickedness in high places.
But yes, like, you're very accommodating. You accommodate my excesses. I don't have excesses like that, but at least, so there's just so many things. I remember the time I wrote, was it 66 or 67 thing that I love about you? I was just writing, and that was not too long ago. I think it was last year.
Okay.
Yeah, so it wasn't like maybe I did it in our first year of marriage. It was actually just recently. And I was writing, so many things about you. If you weren't, if you didn't have all those qualities, I don't think I would have passed 10. I may not have even reached 10. But I think when I got to like 60, I had to say, okay, you know what? Stop.
Are you sure you were not writing?
It's part of it, Sha. But yes. When you first met, did you know he'd be did you know you'd be my husband when we first met?
When we first met? No, I did not know. Simple answer. How will I know? I did not. I did not know. I even thought somebody else would be my wife. You know that story. Long story. Not for today's session. But again, I did not know. But eventually, the closer we became, the more I realized that it was going to be a really good decision if I married you. What aspect of marriage were you most pleasantly surprised by? What aspect of marriage were you most pleasantly surprised by? I should help you.
Yeah, help me.
I don't know. Maybe the fact that a man can babysit in the house and you go out and do your work, stay with the girl. Then there was no nanny. That's no manner. I'll be batting for children. No.
Another one is, I think, is in the area of sex.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I did not think that men require to have sex every day. Moment I'm thinking, I don't understand what's happening. But before marriage, you're not having sex. So how come now all of a sudden you now said it and now you're now, every day you want it. So I think
there was a musician that said it rightly. Is it what's this guy's name?
I don't know.
Unleash the Dragon.
It's Unleash the Dragon. Maybe Tupac. I don't know. Maybe Tupac or Cisco.
Yes, that's what happened. We unleashed the dragon.
Yes. So I think for that one, like it took me by surprise.
Okay,
yes, and I know you're a Christian brother, all this type of things. In my mind, I'm like, holy, you don't like those stuff. But I was like, wow, I had to. Then it took me a while to kind of separate the man of God from the man of man. Yes, so I think for me
next question.
Can you stay away from sex from me for 2 years for $2 million? Even me, I ran away from you.
Jesus Christ. How much is $2 million in Naira now?
Exactly, not
That's
so much like that. That's like 600?
Eh?
$1 million will be 360 million. So that's like 720 million.
Yeah. Almost
so
a billion
approaching a billion naira for 2 years.
I don't know.
Just 2 years. 2 years. I'm a woman, so 2 years.
I'm not sure, Sha. It's a difficult question.
Are you serious?
Because that money will
help ours.
But there are some other things that money cannot buy. They say money can buy
money
everything.
can buy something.
Well, I don't know the answer to that question. I guess when the $2 million shows when that scenario plays out, I will answer that question. I think it's better.
Divide it by half or into 4, 6 months.
6
and
months.
Then we'll collect
we should do installment. Instead of 3 years, we should do one of 6 months.
And collect.
I can do 6 months only. 6 months only is how much? 0.5. That's 500k. I will do 6 months. What's the toughest storm you have overcome in your marriage? Have we really had storms? I guess we've talked about them in a way. What's the toughest storm you have had to overcome in your marriage? I think it's that period when we had that rough patch. Where we eventually...
Yes.
Because I think what played out was, I think this is your question you're supposed to answer, was that...
we are one now.
We started having frequent disagreements during that period.
Yes.
Little things,
They just
my patience just ran out.
Yes, your patience, yes, that was it.
Yeah, and that was because, okay, you're doing your business, but there should be food in your house now. Okay, you're doing your business. No sure. Okay, so every other thing you did then, I found reason to be upset about that.
Yes,
I think that was
and in my mind I was like, why are you being mean? Why are you being unfair? Am I not working? Don't you want to have a working wife? That kind of thing. So there was a clash until we sat down and trashed it. Hey babe. So many things to say, but the most important thing I need you to know is I love you so much. Like, you don't even understand. Like, I love you so much. I respect you so much. Well, you really want to judge that, but yes, I love you so much. Thank you so much for everything that you do, everything that you're doing, providing for us, making sure that me and the girls are, very okay. So much, you put so much of yourself in me. You invest so much. You make sure that you're so concerned about the welfare of my business. Sometimes, the way you pump me with so much inspiration and say, Rennie, you can do this. I believe so much in you. I see you as this. When you see maybe an accomplished woman, I say, Rennie, I see that person. I feel like you will go way past that person. And sometimes I ask you that. The way you have so much confidence in me, are you sure, the way you're saying these things, you really mean it? And you say, yes, I'm so grateful for you. I thank you so much. I thank you for all the sacrifices, for all the compromises that you've, done in the period of these 7 years. And you always crack jokes that, you married me as a child bride, but, I'm so grateful that I started life with you as early as I started. I'm grateful for all the things that God has we've been able to accomplish with God on our side. And I look forward to so many more years with you, 50 years, 80 years, 100 years with you. I would not have it any other way. I'm grateful to be doing life with you. So I love you, and I promise to be better. I know you say I'm already doing an amazing job, but I promise to keep working at our marriage and, you know, making you always happy that, you know, I was the right fit for you. So have for our other honeymoon. See ya.
Hi, Morenike. This is especially for you, from me. I love you. You know that already, and I would always do. I am really glad and I think privileged to have met someone like you who complements me perfectly. I think the next several decades we're going to spend together will be awesome. So far, it's been progressively good, and what I promise you is that I will continue to be that guy you fell in love with. Simple, serious, sometimes playful, but always there for you when you need someone. God bless you.